You are now listening to Sports and Stuff, the only place for the king of sports
and the king of stuff join together to create the dynamic duo of comedy.
What is up, Sportscast? Welcome to the Sports and Stuff show, the dynamic duo of comedy. I'm Devin.
And I'm Adam.
And let's get right into it.
Oh, dude. Let's just address
what is going on.
Yeah, we've had a ton of technical difficulties, and of course, as you could tell, we are not in our normal video
setting.
Would you care to explain, Devin?
Well, Adam is sick right now, and so we can't use the studio. And I've been super busy, so that's why we missed last week, because Adam was sick still. But then hopefully next week I'm going to be getting back in the studio. Today's just kind of like a one-off type of little thing going on. So we're recording over a Zoom meeting today. So hopefully it doesn't go super terrible like it's been going so far.
Dude, last week was a mess. I thought this week was going to be better. It hasn't been better. But yeah,
not at all.
Here we go. We move. We adjust. Took us like a million tries to get in here into this meeting, but
very much did.
Oh,
all right. Well, for the agenda today, this evening for us, we have Boise State Athletics NFL Week 4 game reviews, football prediction Friday, Madden 22 teams higher or lower, Urban Meyer, and then stories and stuff. Switching it up.
Yeah, we've got jam-packed and stuff. We've got them stockpiled. It's not like we only have two ideas.
We always got some stuff going on.
Yeah, it's not like we have two ideas. We have like a million. We're just waiting to break them out.
I know, yeah.
Yeah,
they're calling us basic out here, but
I know. Wow. I was like, bro, I don't name one other show that talks about cranberry sauce and tortilla chips. Like,
yeah, I know.
I doubt you're gonna find
out as hard too.
Dude, I was like, bro, what is it? I'm like, wow, just okay. Okay, let me
disappointed.
Let's get some weekly update going because we haven't been here for a week.
Very factual.
Like Devin mentioned, we did not have a show last week. I was not feeling well. I had a swollen eye. It was like swollen shut. Also, I am sick, so take that as you will. Also, like he said, we're in a Zoom meeting, so we'll actually have our faces in this one. My glasses have a reflection, so you can probably see my screen, but we move.
So now you can not only make fun of our voices, but you can also make fun of our physical appearance.
Yeah, it'd be like, dang, I was expecting them to look way better than this. Like, now I'm not gonna listen.
Oh, shucks.
And hopefully, voice crack. This leads to YouTube content. Yeah, dude, I tried to log into the YouTube and it didn't work for some reason. So I'm like, I don't know. Hopefully it works in the meantime. But it's been one of those weeks where just nothing works. So, also we booming on TikTok. We got, last time I checked, yesterday we had 1,000, which 1,000. But and now we're at 1,200, so 1,200. Ooh. So we moving. In one day we got 200. Dude, that's insane. Honestly, in 200 in one day. I feel like
absolutely busting.
The Instagram
on TikTok,
not as much. the TikTok booming, Instagram not as much. We're still trying on Instagram, but yes,
it's not as easy to go mainstream on Instagram,
Yeah, especially with TikTok being like the main thing, like the main kind of trend right now, where everyone's going on it.
Oh, by the way, have you seen that new trend on TikTok?
Which one?
That new trend.
What new trend? There's new trends all day, every day.
Yeah, but that new one.
Oh yeah, I remember that new one. That new trend? Yeah, that new one. No, the other new
that
trend.
all those girls are doing when they like take their phone and then they like move it down and like it's not really appropriate for the show. But I was just asking if you've seen that new trend that's going crazy.
Oh, where it's like, show your camera looking up, show your camera looking down, or whatever. Is that one?
No, it's not that one.
What?
It's
I
like they
don't know
do
what you're
that
talking about.
thing where they do like a hip roll or something like that.
Hip roll?
I'll
Dude,
I'll have to show you later.
yeah, because I
Yeah.
was thinking like all I've seen is the that one where it's like from P&B Rock where he's like, "Girl, I love it when you," or whatever. Have you
Yeah,
seen that one?
no, not that one.
You haven't seen?
I was
Oh
just
yeah,
bringing that
okay.
one up because like people are getting so comfortable on TikTok. They're okay with doing pretty
Dude,
much anything.
I don't know how people are getting this comfortable. It's so weird. Dude, they're practically going naked in front of cameras and they're
I know.
perfectly fine with it. Like, bro, what? Like,
That's crazy.
be like, I wouldn't even dare leave the house like any of those people, but they're getting, dude, it's weird. It's
I know.
extremely weird. I've seen the one where it was I don't know if this is what you're talking about, the Scream, where it's like they're wearing the Scream mask, and then they would be like on a door frame or something, and then all of a sudden they like drop down, and then they're just like not in
I've
their
seen that
Scream
one, but
costume.
that's not the
Oh,
that's not the one I was talking about.
oh, dude, I've seen a ton of Squid
Yeah.
Game things too. Squid
Oh
Game.
yeah.
Have you seen that show?
Squid Game. No, I haven't seen it.
Dude, that
No,
show's
but
good.
people say it's good.
Dude, it's really
I've
good.
seen it all over social media though.
Dude, there's so like I don't really like the TikToks of it, but I like the show. The show is really good. You should really try it out.
Everyone
out.
says that like so like it's like recorded in Korean, but then like patched over to English, and I feel like that would just annoy me so much. That's why I haven't watched it yet.
Well, honestly, it's weird because
But people say like
sometimes,
you get used to it.
yeah. Well, it's like at the beginning in some areas, or just throughout the show, some areas it looks like it's spot on, like word for word, like their mouths are moving to it. But like in other times, it isn't. It's like completely off, and it's kind of weird. But you get used to it.
Yeah.
We kind of got sidetracked.
Sidetracked a little bit. All right.
Boise State Athletics. So coming off of an awful loss to Nevada at home, very
Yikes.
embarrassing, dude. I didn't watch that game because I was sick, but
Oh yeah, you weren't able to be there.
so I wasn't able to be there. But honestly, I'm glad I wasn't.
That's probably
there
why they lost.
Dude, I wanted to turn my TV off so badly, but it was my job to report on it, so I kind of couldn't. So just looking at some of the first times with this game, this is the first time Boise State is under 500 wins in their first 5 games since 2001. Let that sink in.
Under 500?
Yeah. So that's like, how we were talking about like a couple episodes back where it's like 2 and 3, where it's like if you divide it's like it's under 500 wins. Over 500 wins would be a winning season. Under 500 is a losing season. So it's like they're under 500 in their first 5 games since 2001. So essentially their worst start since 2001 is what it's saying.
Wow. Not good.
Dude, honestly, I can't even. It's also the first time Boise State has lost back-to-back home games since 2015. Their first one coming from Oklahoma State, and then next one. This is the first time Boise State has lost to Nevada since 2010, just in general, and that was when they were ranked number 3 overall in the country.
11 years ago. 11 years.
Dude, they haven't like lost to them in 11 years, and then all of a sudden at home, and that's even the second thing. This is the first time Boise State lost to Nevada at home since 1997.
Wow.
So a whole 2 decades since we've lost to them at home, and we just choked so bad. And it was okay. The score was 31-41, but it wasn't that close. Trust me. It was like one of those things where they score last minute to make it look better. Oh, honestly, not fun. And now we play BYU. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't look good. I don't know if you're up on college sports, but they're 10th. They're ranked 10th nationally, which means they're good.
I know. Yeah, that means they're good. Yeah.
But the thing is that the only glimmer of hope Boise State has is that they almost lost to Utah State last week at Utah State. Right? No, I think it was at Utah actually. I don't remember. But it was 31-34 and they almost lost. So, and Boise State beat them 27-3. So, who knows? Also,
could get interesting then.
Yeah, it did. I don't know. I had to report for that one, so hopefully I don't need to turn off my TV halfway through. It's also at BYU, which is also not good. And Boise State will probably lose. So, and every time I say a team will lose or win, it's always the opposite. So, take that as you will. On to the next NFL week game reviews, week 4, because we missed out week 3. And I just want to start out with your team versus my team.
I know. I was watching that game while I was at the gym.
Oh,
Steelers started winning, but then the Packers won. Yeah.
I thought you were about to say that you went to the game, and I was like, "Bro, wait, what?"
Dude, that'd be sick.
Dude, I was
yeah, I was there,
bro. Wait a minute, and you didn't invite me? How dare you?
I didn't think the Steelers would win, but I was thinking while I was at the gym, I was like, I just hope they win because it'd be funny because Adam would be super pissed about it.
Dude, Ben sucked so bad. They almost actually would have beat us if Ben wasn't that bad. Like,
yeah,
that's basically what I'm gonna say. Is that Ben sucked. Dude, he missed like 3 or 4 like deep throws that would have been touchdowns in that game. Dude, it was bad for the Steelers. I'm kind of embarrassed that it was as close as it was because the Packers did not play well, but Ben Roethlisberger, hands down, held the team down. Do you have any input on that game? As I ask you that after you take a chew.
Well, when I say I watched it, I mean like I glanced at the TV every few minutes. So,
well, luckily you're the stuff. It's not your job to watch it.
I carry with the stuff.
Yeah, the stuff was the gym.
But yeah, no. I'm not as big on the NFL as I used to be, but obviously I'm a Steelers fan. I just thought it'd be funny if they would, if they did win, because I'd like to see a reaction to that, but they didn't. So that's all I gotta say.
Dude, I would have been heated if they would have lost to the Steelers. I didn't even know they played the Steelers until like the day up. No, actually, that's a lie because I occasionally kept on forgetting. I was like, who are they playing? I'm like, oh yeah, the Steelers. That was one of the games I did watch. It seems like lately I haven't been able to actually fully watch these games, so there haven't been as many game reviews. But the actual other game I watched was the Raiders and Chargers. And the Chargers have no fans, but they're good. So put this into perspective. The Chargers were at home last week and the Raiders had more fans than they did in their stands.
Wow.
Dude, it was essentially just a home game for the Raiders, but it was in Los Angeles.
Dude, Idaho needs an NFL team.
Dude, well, I don't think we're going to get an NFL team, but they talked about an XFL expansion that would probably go to Boise if they did.
Oh, I completely forgot about the XFL. I forgot that was a thing.
Dude, I think it was supposed to come this year. No, not this, maybe next year or 2022, 2023. But I know it's ran by The Rock now. And I don't know anything other than that. And I know they're going to add more teams. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Boise. If it's not Boise, I'll be sad because, but the thing is, Boise doesn't, or Idaho doesn't have that much of like a like viewership or like a market.
Idaho is booming now, so we need more stuff to like keep up with the expansion.
Amen, dude. All we have is Boise State and the Boise Hawks and hockey, but we don't care about hockey.
But who cares about them? Yeah,
dude. All we care about is Boise State. Like, let's keep it real here. Who do you know that's a hockey fan?
Dude, yeah, I'm
Sorry,
sorry,
I'm
but
sorry,
like
but like,
you
dude,
have to agree with me when I say this. I mean, you don't have to, but like, dude, the Hawks are for dads that got to take their sons to like their first baseball game. That's what the Hawks are here for, dude.
oh my, dude. Especially like, I think it's the Steelheads, Boise Steelheads.
Yeah,
Dude, who watches hockey? Like in Idaho, like
it's a thing. It's a thing for dads that need to take their son and his buddy to a hockey game. That's
they're like, you know what? I need a sporting event. Let's just do it. Screw it. Let's just do hockey.
I always like want to go to a Hawks game, and then it never happens because I mean, like, it is fun, but like, yeah, I cannot even remember the last time I was there was probably with my dad a long time ago.
I was actually gonna work at the Hawks Stadium for a bit, but
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I ended up not, because I was like, I already have a million other things to do, and on top of that, so
Yeah.
Yeah, but basically, to sum up the game, Chargers look like the best team in football, besides the Cardinals. And oh yeah, I forgot. I have my on a sticky note. Where's my sticky note at? My top 5 teams. My somewhere. Where is it? Okay, I'm just gonna remember it. Number 5. That was the Bills. I had the Bills at number 5 in the top 5 ranking. Because the Bills are really good. They've blown out their last couple teams, but they did lose to the Steelers, and the Steelers look pretty weak this year, not gonna lie. We at number 4, I got the Rams because they lost to the Cardinals. They were originally number 1, but they had that loss and it looked pretty bad. They actually played today. Let's check a live score update here. Seahawks. Did you see? I saw this video where like a hawk actually landed on a dude's head in the stand.
What?
He straight up just lands on this dude's head like out of nowhere, and he starts clawing him. I'm like, bro, what? I'm actually gonna post a TikTok about it. I was like, oh yeah. But right now, it's the third quarter, 4 minutes 46 seconds. The Rams are winning 16-7. So there's that. But if they win, who knows? They could probably move up next week. But right now, nope, they're at number 4. At number 3, we got the Packers. They're 3-1. They looked very solid in their last couple, except for the last game. It wasn't that solid, but they look way better than their first game. That's for sure. Number 2, I have the. I'm blanking. Who would I have at number 2? Oh no. Oh no. What team is it? Dude, I was doing.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. I was doing so good at remembering them. Maybe if I look at this list. Oh, number 2, the Chargers. I remember now. I can't even remember them because they have no fans. But I actually am a pretty good Chargers fan. That's like my second team. But Chargers at number 2, they looked really good. And just to speed this up, Cardinals number 1, they're the only undefeated team. That's why they're number 1. Okay. On the next topic.
Football Prediction Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, probably not your favorite thing on here. I was going to say your favorite thing on here, but it's probably not one of your favorite things on here.
Let's keep it real here. It's the stuff.
Yeah. It's the stuff you're here for. All right, current record. We got Adam, who is 29-18, and Devin, who is 22-25.
I mean, you're getting close to breaking even there.
Getting close. But you know, I'm just here for the stuff at the end of the day. So.
Oh yeah, dude. If you can get a winning record by the end of the year, I'll actually be pretty proud. I will be like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Give you a raise from the huge pay that you're getting right now.
To an even huger amount of pay.
Remember when I had the AB Sports image and literally like I was talking to Logan and he was like, oh, good luck having Devin on there. He's gonna ask for like $1 million. And then you even joked with them and you're like, oh, I didn't do it because he wasn't gonna pay me $1 million and he bought it. Dude,
funny stuff.
Yeah.
I only do things for money around here.
Yeah, and I actually paid him $2 million to do this show as well.
That's my contract.
Oh yeah,
it's a big one. All right. So first off, we got Rams at Seahawks.
We should probably void this game because it's already halfway through. Yeah. Let's get rid of that team. Rams. The Rams.
Logan.
It's at the end of the game.
Winning.
Dude, the Seahawks don't look so good this year, not gonna lie. The only thing that's promising is Russell Wilson.
Oh yeah. Jets at Falcons.
I will go with the Jets. The Falcons lost their number one receiver, and the Falcons haven't looked good in general. So I'm picking the Jets.
Sweet. All right, Patriots at Texans.
I'm gonna pick Patriots just because the Texans have their backup quarterback in, literally their third string quarterback in, and he did not look good last week. So, and the Patriots look pretty good against the Bucs. So,
all right, Lions at Vikings.
I'll go with the Vikings. The Vikings looked really good this year. They actually should have won the Seahawks game. They should have won the Cardinals game. They actually should be 3-1 at this point.
All right. Eagles at Panthers.
I will say the Panthers because the Panthers looked very solid in their last couple games. The Eagles have been kind of sluggish, and the Panthers, they just look really good.
Sweet. All right, Saints at Washington.
I will pick the Washington because I am a big fan of Taylor Heineke. I really believe that he's a really good quarterback. He's just very underhyped, and I think the Saints kind of are just on and off. I think the first game was very much a fluke, and they've kind of been sluggish after that.
All right, Titans at Jaguars.
I'm gonna go with the Titans. Jaguars look very dysfunctional, and Urban Meyer, especially with Urban Meyer, their coach, and we will get into that later about what he did. I'm assuming you don't know what he did, Devin.
No idea.
It did. It's pretty funny, not gonna lie. But their whole team's dysfunctional at this point. They're not gonna win a game probably this whole year.
Dolphins at Bucks.
I will go with the Bucks just because the Dolphins, they've kind of looked mediocre at best. I mean, Jacoby Brissett did look pretty good, but like other than that, the Bucks have just been pretty good.
All right. Packers at Bengals.
You already know. The Bengals, just kidding. Packers, no explanation needed.
All right. Broncos at Steelers.
Oh, this is a hard one. I'm not gonna lie. The Broncos lost their quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater, for who knows how many times. I'm gonna go with the Broncos by like a hair.
Right.
Could go either way.
Bears at Raiders.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders because I think the Raiders are actually one of the better teams, and the Bears are having their second start with Justin Fields, who is kind of just getting the hang of things.
All right. Browns at Chargers.
Chargers, because I think the Chargers are actually the best team in the league this year.
Sounds good. Giants at Cowboys.
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys because the Cowboys have looked actually very decent. They were actually, I was gonna put them in my top 5 this year, but I don't really like the Cowboys, but I can't deny that they're doing good.
All right. 49ers and Cardinals. You already know.
I already know. What am I gonna
don't
pick?
you? You're
Yes,
gonna
I do
pick
know.
Cardinals.
Yeah. I was like, you do know. Yeah, but Cardinals are the best team this year.
Sorry, Nick, but them 49ers, they's got to go.
Yeah. The Packers beat them. Suck it.
Bills at Chiefs.
This is going to be the best game of the week. I think the Chiefs are going to win by like a hair at the end of the game.
Colts at Ravens.
The Ravens looked really good. Colts not so good.
Sweet.
Okay, now your turn. Woo!
Yeah.
Let's see what you remembered. Jets at Falcons.
Jets, I think, because weren't you? Wait, I don't know. Falcons. We're gonna go with Falcons.
We're gonna go with Falcons. Okay. Patriots at Texans.
Patriots.
Lions at Vikings.
Vikings.
Eagles at Panthers.
Panthers, because the Eagles are trash.
Saints at Washington.
I'm gonna go with the Saints. I'm feeling. I know you said Washington, but I'm feeling like the Saints can, make some magicalness happen.
I think that's a good pick, actually.
All right.
Titans at
Titans
Jaguars.
at Jaguars. Oh, I don't know why I'm reading it. But, Titans, Jaguars are trash.
Yep. Dolphins at Bucks.
Bucks.
Packers at Bengals.
I'm gonna go with the.
Don't do it.
I'm gonna go with the Bengals on this one.
That's an instant loss right there. Let me put it in the script here. Devin
instant loss.
Instant loss.
All right.
Broncos at Steelers.
Oh, I started reading it again. I'm gonna go with Steelers just because I always pick them.
Okay. Raiders at Bears. Or Bears at Raiders, sorry.
Raiders because they're good this year.
Browns at Chargers.
Chargers because they're also good this year.
Giants at Cowboys.
Cowboys because they're also good this year.
49ers at Cardinals.
Cardinals because no one likes the 49ers, Nick. It's time to grow up. It's time to pick another team.
And because they're good this year.
Yeah, and because they're good this year.
Bills at Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Colts at Ravens.
Ravens.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now on to the next topic. This is a game. We'll see what you get the score as. Okay.
Game. This is what we were talking about doing last time. I'm actually excited for this one.
Yeah, this was a game that we had planned for episode 3, but it did not pan out because I kind of forgot to look it up, and it was kind of a not as fleshed idea. So what I did, I got these scores or the Madden ratings of teams for Madden 22, and I put them head in head to see if Devin can guess the higher team score or higher team overall.
Sweet, let's do it.
And honestly, so this was at the beginning of the year. I don't think they have an updated one, or at least I can't access one because I didn't buy Madden 22 because it sucks. But this is at the beginning of the year rankings. And let me just tell you, some of these I feel like they did a pretty bad job with these rankings. These rankings look pretty bad, not gonna lie. I don't think you're gonna get some of these. Definitely.
All right, let's get right into it.
All right. Starting off with a hard one. Bucks or the Chiefs, which has the higher overall?
Ooh. I'm gonna say the Bucks have a higher overall based on the fact that they won the Super Bowl last year.
And you are correct. They are.
What are the scores, or what are their overalls?
The Bucks are 92 overall, and the Chiefs are 90.
Okay.
All right. Next one. We have team 1 is the Packers, and team 2 is the Ravens.
Ooh. I'm gonna say they put the Packers at a higher overall.
And you are correct. The Packers are an 89 and the Ravens are an 88. All right.
Okay.
And now we have the Chiefs or the Bills.
Chiefs were a 90. There's no way they put the Bills higher than that. Chiefs. I'm going with Chiefs, but that face that you're making tells me differently.
And you are correct. The Chiefs do have a higher ranking.
Oh, okay.
90.
Good.
The Bills are an 86, which the Bills were headed they're at the championship game and they're an 86, which makes no sense. They were like neck and neck with the Chiefs. So that rating's off. Okay. This one is a surprising one, kind of. The Cowboys or the Cardinals?
Ooh, okay. Since you're saying it's a surprising one, they probably rated the Cowboys higher than the Cardinals. Did they?
I don't know. Did they? You tell me.
Let's see it. Yeah, they did.
They did? You are correct. They did. Which every year, that's the thing. The people who make Madden are Cowboys fans, and they always overrate their team. At the beginning of the year, they were an 86. The Cardinals are an
Wow.
85, and the Cardinals are the best team in the league right now. So
Wow.
it was a 1-point difference, 86-85. Cowboys are the higher team. Okay. Now the next game or next one, Chargers or the Titans.
I'm gonna say they got Titans at a higher overall.
Are you kidding me? You got to get one wrong.
Oh,
the Titans.
let's go.
Yeah. So right now
Too
you're
good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5-0. The Titans are 85 and the Chargers are 84. All right.
Wow.
Okay, this one might be a harder one. Who do you think is a higher ranking, the Seahawks or the 49ers?
Okay.
Hopefully you'll get this one. I'm rooting for you, but I'm also not. Hopefully you know that.
All right. I am going to say that they have the Seahawks at a higher overall.
And you are incorrect.
Oh,
They have
wow.
the 49ers had an 83 overall, and they have the Seahawks at an 82, which by my observations, I think the 49ers have like 2 steps ahead of the Seahawks. These ones are average. I can understand these ones, but like other scores, no. Okay. The next one, we have the Raiders and the Steelers.
I'm gonna say they have the Raiders at a higher overall.
And you are correct. They have the Raiders at an 81, and they have the Steelers at an 80. And the Raiders are 3-1, and the Steelers are 1-3, and they have them at a 1-point difference.
Wow.
Yep, definitely.
Tisk.
And okay, now we get into the even harder ones, which are the bad teams. I feel like it's easier to decide the good teams from the bad teams, or like the good teams versus good teams, but bad teams versus bad teams, I think is harder. So here we go.
Yeah.
We have the Lions versus the Jets. 2 notoriously bad teams.
They gotta have the Lions higher. There's no way.
And you are correct. They have the Lions at a 74 and the Jets at a 72.
Okay, good.
Now we have the Bengals versus the Titans.
The Bengals versus the Titans. I'm gonna say they have the Bengals. I'm gonna say they have the Bengals higher.
And you are incorrect. They have the Titans at a 76 and the Bengals at a 75.
Oh,
It was a pretty close one, but honestly, I think the Bengals are way better. So I agree with you that they should be higher, but who knows? Whatever. And this is the final one. Right now, you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 and 2 right now.
7 and 2. So I can't lose no matter what.
Yeah, you're already in a passing grade. You get a C or a B. So here we go. The final one. Drum roll, please. I'll just edit in the drum roll here. That sounds sus. We have the Colts versus the Saints.
Saints are higher. There's no way they put the Colts higher.
And you are incorrect. Just kidding. You're correct. It was 84 for the Saints and 80 for the Colts. I don't know. Some of these ratings look very bad. Madden needs to fix their game. Madden suck. I stopped buying them. But Madden, I should have not bought the last one, but I did, embarrassingly. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk
about this Urban Meyer guy
Meyer. So Urban Meyer, as you may know, he was the head coach of Ohio State, your team, your college team.
My
last year. Oh yeah. I was like, I didn't even realize that you're an Ohio State fan until I saw that cup, not gonna lie. At your head.
Ohio State's probably my second. Boise is my first.
Oh yeah, Boise State. Boise State.
So good this year.
Gotta rep that merch. Yeah, but Ohio State's always
my Boise State hoodie. Oh, freaking no. Oh wait.
Wow. You're not repping?
Here it is. I'm
yeah,
repping.
Boise State.
I'm repping.
Boise State. It's upside down. Upside down. Also,
Right side up.
buy your Boise Stat merch. If you haven't seen the Boise Stat logo, go check out the Instagram. Go check out the TikTok. And also, that's the other thing we forgot to mention. We have a
merch link in bio. Always plug.
Yeah. The merch is actually a page in our website. So you just need to check the website out and go to the shop icon tab and click on that. And you will go to the website. I feel like, honestly, we have, I don't know, I may be a little biased, but I think some of the stuff on that website looks nice. Like some of the stuff I couldn't wait to get, honestly.
Most fire merch in the game, you already know.
Yeah,
always plug merch link in bio.
You
sound
already
like
know.
a god church.
Dude, I honestly for days have been staring down that jacket. I was like, the jacket with the logo on the back, I was like, I don't need it. I don't need it, like the SpongeBob thing. But like I ended up caving in and buying it, and I'm like, but I mean, I kind of have
when does the stuff come that we got?
So the stuff that I got you and me is the tester, or like the owner stuff, and that should be coming on the 16th. So we get that stuff on the 16th.
Okay,
but
swag. That's fire.
if you're listening and want merch, you can buy it right now. It's up on the store. Buy it right now. Get that merch. Get that. I don't know when it's gonna come. I'm not necessarily certain on that. Right now the store is down for some reason on technical difficulties on Shopify's side. But once this episode is up, it's just probably like a technical fix right now. But once this episode's up, it's definitely going to be running. So buy your merch. It looks, honestly, I think this is really good merch. Not going to lie. But yes.
Yo, we should get owner ones that say our like names on the back.
That's what I was thinking. I was
like our Eagle ones.
I was thinking like I could have one that says sports, and then you can have one that says stuff. And then I feel like that'd be really cool. I feel like that would be really awesome, honestly. Maybe we could do like a jersey design. I feel like that'd look cool.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Sick. Yeah.
That'll be, because I did have a jersey logo or jersey shirt in the shop, but maybe I could do one that says sports and one that says stuff. I feel like that'd be really cool.
Oh yeah.
But dude, that I am honestly very proud of all the stuff that I have on there. Going back to the Urban Meyer. So Urban Meyer, the previous coach of Ohio State, got hired by Jacksonville Jaguars to be their coach. He basically right now is screwed. No way around that. He basically, so he was 0-4. He's 0-4 on the season so far.
Oh my goodness, I just read what you have written down here.
Dude, yeah. So he's 0-4, but he's basically 0-5 without playing a fifth game. Dude, so he was, when they went to Ohio to play the Bengals, he did not fly back.
He's 0-something, that's for sure.
Dude, so he refused to fly back with the team to Jacksonville and stayed in Ohio to go to a club. And at said club, there was videos that came surfaced about of him grinding on this random girl. And the random girl even posted on her Snapchat being like, who is this old man that just keeps on grinding on me or like following me around? Dude, it was bad. I'm like, bro, this dude's like he's supposed to be leading a team, and he's like grinding on this random girl at an Ohio bar. Like, dude,
see what the money does to you. Just see what the money does to you.
He was even sticking his finger up her butt, like in those videos, dude. It looks bad. It's bad. And reports came out about, after this, like all this stuff came out, reports came out about him probably losing his job. He probably will lose his job, but like that's the thing, is that he signed a deal where he's in for multiple years, and he's only 4 games into his deal. Like that would be a huge loss from the Jacksonville Jaguars to get rid of him. But like, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Dude.
This guy.
And here's the funny part too, is that so there came reports, anonymous reports from players on the team about his meetings, about addressing the issue, like team meetings about it. And they said that he lost all credibility on the team because he canceled a meeting.
Good.
Yeah, because like he canceled a meeting where like that Monday because he was afraid to address the team. And then he went to address every position group individually. And it got so bad that once he left, they were dying laughing. Like they were like laughing him out of the room. Like imagine having a head coach that you just can't respect and just are laughing out of a room.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dude.
I'd be laughing too.
Dude, I would be like dying laughing. Like there's no way I'm respecting a dude who like does that stuff. Like
yeah, it's messed.
But yeah, I don't know. Do you think he's gonna stay? They're gonna keep him for the rest of the year?
I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think they would keep him, but who knows? Because contractually, it makes sense that they would keep him, but like personally, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. They wouldn't be losing much but the money, and the money doesn't really matter, I'd like to think.
Mm-hmm. Especially if he's representing the franchise like that. I feel like it's either you lose money or you lose credibility.
Yeah.
Now we are on to
all right. Well, topic and stuff. We just got some stuff to talk about here.
We got the in stuff.
We got the in stuff.
Let me ask you, as now we are officially in stuff. You joined a football league.
I did, yes. I love playing football. It doesn't sound like it because I'm supposed to be the stuff guy, but like football is my main thing. I love football. I really wanted to play football in college, but that didn't happen. But that's still the goal we're going for. So right now I'm playing in the ICFL, the Idaho Contact Football League, like the adult semi-pro league. So I'm playing in that. And I'm going to try and leverage a college offer out of that or something like that. That's the plan anyway. But we're gonna see how that goes.
What team did you get on?
They are called the Boise Aztecs.
Yes, and Devin and I actually chained for this league, and I don't know.
Year.
Yeah, and we watched this team. There's a lot, not gonna lie, there's a lot of downside, and I'm allowed to say this because I'm not on the team, but
exactly, I'm not gonna say anything.
There's a lot of downside, but who knows, Devin could be dominating on the team, could keep them.
Well, I'll tell you right now, after practicing a little bit with them, they have a much better look than what we saw last year. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm. I think there's only I think they said on the sideline that only 3 people showed up to practices. And I was like,
our practice the other day, we had, I'd say we had 20 people there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this far out. The season doesn't start till March. So I'd say that's pretty good. I say we're looking good this year.
Yeah. Dang, you're already starting now. And it's already it's a whole, November, December, January, February, 5 months. Dang.
I'll tell you, I just started practicing with them, but the Aztecs, they got something to prove this year. Last year, but this year, they got something to prove.
My thing, you'd never trust a team who has orange as their main color. Orange is a secondary color for Boise State, but I don't know. The Browns kind of ruin the color orange for me a bit. I don't know. That's just me. Wait, what? So they're orange and gray?
Black and orange.
Black and orange. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are the Halloween colors.
We're the Halloween gang.
The Garfields.
The Garfields.
The Boise Garfields making the stage.
Yeah, but anyway, that's something I'm super excited about. I'm very glad that they reached out to me and wanted me on their team. So
yeah. And just because I already know, but I want you to elaborate more on your position, what you did in high school, kind of, if that doesn't.
I play wide receiver. I guess that's what you wanted me to say. I don't know who's all listening to this, but actually I don't even know what I was gonna say. So
I looked.
But yeah,
I
wanted.
looked at our analytics. I will tell you after this episode though, because I don't want to spoil any secrets.
Okay. All right. I would have liked to play more in high school than I did, because obviously I didn't play that much, so I wasn't able. Obviously, I didn't have any clips to send to colleges. That is what I'm looking to get out of this. Try and go to like a secondary school and play for a couple of years, and try and go to a bigger school. That's the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This also raises the question: would you rather have gone to a team that's a winning team but you're second string, or would you rather go to a team that sucks and you're the starter?
Well, are you like saying this like hypothetically, like in general, or literal speaking as of like what I'm doing right now?
Would you rather, like, just hypothetically?
I'm not gonna say any team like sucks, because but I'd rather go on a team that's like not as good, and because a lot of the times. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say something else. Oh, I was gonna say a lot of the times those teams are like guys that are like more genuine and more fun to be around. Yeah, so I guess I will say it. Yeah, I'd rather be with those guys that are more genuine and more fun to be around, because then you can be more comfortable with them and like really be yourself. Like if you're under pressure, you're not going to perform as well. And I'd rather be on a team where like I can play and look good than be on a good team where I'm not going to get any game experience by just sitting around not doing anything.
Mm-hmm. For me, I would say, I would honestly think I would pick the better team. I think I would be the second string on a good team than a starter on a bad team. I think I'm in the minority here, but that's actually kind of what I did for high school. I went to a better team. I actually did start for a little bit, but I lost my confidence. I got outplayed. I was also sitting behind the best corners in the state. So but because I chose, I don't know if like you, I think you knew this. I chose to go to Eagle over Meridian, which Meridian wasn't that good of a team. And these are high school teams, but I ended up doing that because I just liked it better. And I honestly loved being on a winning team than an organization or like a program that wasn't as like, how do I say this? It wasn't as like built or like had a solid foundation.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. What else is there? So like with this football league, is there like a pay fee that you have to do to it, or do you just join?
You just join pretty much. I mean, you have to like pay for your uniforms and stuff, and that's pretty
Okay.
much it.
Do you have your number yet?
No.
Oh, what number are you trying to go for?
I mean, they'll probably give me whatever number I want, but I'm gonna try and get play as 15 when I played in high school.
Swagalicious. I would
Just
go for 3 or 33.
keep that going. Yeah.
No, and just to give you guys perspective, when we were chain gaining, like doing the chains for these games, it looked like, have you seen the longest, like if you've seen the longest yard, like the movie, it looked like that. Like it was just like, it just looked crazy, just like out of a movie, some of those plays and stuff. It was kind of entertaining.
Some teams are very well put together and some aren't.
Yeah, let's put it that way.
It's like some teams look like they're on college, high school level, and some teams look like they haven't graduated from Optimus yet. They're still playing Optimus football.
Yep. It definitely did look very lopsided in some of those games. But yeah. And now we are entering, or would you like to introduce it? I'll give you the
stories and stuff.
Yep.
We're going to be telling you some stories from our past that can hopefully be learning experiences for you guys.
Yep. Do you have a story in mind to start off with?
do not have a story in mind to start
This
off
was
with.
your idea, and you don't have a story to start off with.
Well, I could probably think of one. There's so many good stories that aren't appropriate stories. I could talk about what happened to me today, but that's not that interesting. Oh, excuse me.
How dare
Do you have a story? Do you know a story of mine that you think I should tell?
I think I think we need to elaborate on, I feel like this would be cool. Elaborate on that one day that we had the sushi and the Build-A-Bear.
Wow.
I think that would be in, because I was looking back on one of our episodes and I was like, what are they? I was like, no one's gonna know what they're talking about. Yeah, we mentioned it for like a small glimpse, but like I don't think we didn't go in depth or anything.
I mean, yeah, we can talk about that, but I don't know what kind of learning experiences people are gonna get out of that. But
I don't know. I feel like it's just a fun story, just
who knows? Buckle up, we might
experience.
learn something.
Yeah. How about you give your perspective on it, and I'll give my perspective on it.
Okay, well, I have one of the worst memories ever, but I don't even know what started off. Just you, me, and Nick were hanging out. Somehow we ended up at the mall because you wanted to buy new shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to the mall. Adam spends $500 on a pair of shoes. And then, we go into Build-A-Bear workshop like 18-year-olds would. And we're looking at these Build-A-Bears because back in the day when we're little kids, you don't have a job, you don't make money. So like everything's like so expensive to you. And your parents never let you your parents never give you anything you want, really. I mean, they do. Some parents do. But like, my parents would only like buy us stuff like on special occasions, like birthday or Christmas or whatever. But anyway, we're in Build-A-Bear workshop, and like the Build-A-Bears, like the basic one is only like $12 or something like that. We're like, dude, that's crazy. $12 is nothing. Let's just get like a Build-A-Bear. So you guys got like some Build-A-Bears. You did like some weird dances in the Build-A-Bear place that I have a video of. And then you made a creepy message for one of the Build-A-Bears for Nick's or something like that. I remember that. Nick's is still in his car, by the way. He hasn't taken it out since.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, and then the bear. And then so like how you name the Build-A-Bears.
Oh yeah.
Nick and I named the Build-A-Bear for Adams. We named it like his ex-girlfriend, which was really funny. And then the checkout lady was like, "Oh my gosh," it was funny. And then we walked out of Build-A-Bear workshop. There's like a bench out there, so they sat down, took a couple of couples pictures with their new children, the new Build-A-Bears. And then I think after that we left the mall, and we went to go and get sushi. And there were three of us, obviously, and I said you guys should bring in the Build-A-Bears. Nick didn't want to bring in his, but Adam brought in his. And so our waitress sits us down, and we're like, oh god, this is the worst part. This was so bad. The waitress sits us down, and Adam's like, oh, there's actually gonna be four of us. So she thinks we're being serious, but like Adam's like saying it's gonna be four of us, like as in like the bears eating sushi with us too. And so like she's like, oh, let me go get other stuff for another person. And he's like, oh, it's the bear. And then she's like, oh, you could tell that she was not having it at all. Like it was like secondhand embarrassment. It was just awful. And then we ate sushi and it was good. And that's my perspective of it.
Oh, dude, I feel like that day was very eventful. I can feel my face getting red after that. Dude, okay. So basically I knew I wanted new shoes. That was when I was in my shopping spree for shoes. So I was like, you know what? Let's make it a whole ordeal. Let's go to the mall. And then so I was like, I hit up Devin and I hit up Nick, and we head over to Devin's house, and it was Nick and I that headed over.
Oh yeah, we did start out at my house.
Yeah, and then so my
mom roasted Nick.
Yeah, so what happened was Devin's mom was like, oh, who's there? And she was like, oh, hi, Adam. It was like waving her hand. She was like super excited to see me. And then she's like, oh, Nick's there too. Like super unenthusiastic, was just like, oh, hi, Adam. Oh, Nick's here too.
That was funny.
And then we head over to the mall. We went to like 3 different shoe stores. I wanted these original shoes that were red Air Forces, but they didn't have those in my size. And that was the plan, was I was going to buy a Build-A-Bear that had red shoes and we'd have matching shoes, but that didn't pan out. And so we walk into the Build-A-Bear store. I made an excuse to go in there so it didn't look as bad. And I was like, yeah, we're just looking for Build-A-Bear accessories for my cousin's bear. His name is Fred. And then I was like, maybe that was a little too much detail. But then we ended up making Build-A-Bears. Devin didn't make any because he didn't want to spend money. That was when he was saving up for his car. But Nick and I, we buy Build-A-Bears. His Build-A-Bear, or the Build-A-Bear that he made for me, because it was going to be a complete secret. Like that's the whole goal. So his was a message about like Aaron Rodgers sucking or something like that. And then mine was like a creepy one where I was just like, "Hi, Nicky Poo." It was like I was like breathing into like the thing. It was like a 3-minute long message too. And they made us do weird dances. Devin has it on his phone. I gave his a wig because Nick has long hair. So I gave it like a huge long wig with glasses, and I named his Pokey Pete. And then I wanted to name it Horny Hector, but I was like, they're not going to allow that. But then I was like, they were like, oh no, my Build-A-Bear's name was bad because I didn't know it at that point. And then they were like, I had a feeling it was my ex, and they were
it was the lady who announced it.
Yeah.
That made
and
it even
so
worse.
What happened was she was like, so we have a blankety blank. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I was like, because I asked them, I'm like, is it my ex? And they're like, no, it's not. And then the first bear she announces was just like, the first thing she says to us is, all right, we have a blankety blank. It was my ex's name. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I was like, oh, dude, this is bad. And I was like, they're like, but it was pretty funny. Then I fell off the rest of the day because I just spent down $500 on Hyper Royals, Jordan 1s. And yeah, and then we went to get sushi. That awkward encounter happened, and then we called it a day.
Yep, it's a good day.
Yeah, it was. Honestly, do you have any other stories, or should we wrap it up here?
Well, I guess we should wrap it up. That was a good story.
Yeah, I feel like it was an interesting day.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, next week's podcast, or not podcast, next week's show will be more organized and hopefully back on routine.
Yeah. We might record again. We might not. Who knows? It just depends. But would you care to do the honors for the outro here?
All righty. Well, on behalf of Adam and I, we would want to say thank you all for listening. Make sure you always tune in on University Pulse from 12 to 1 p.m. or on any podcast platform after the show has gone on the air. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Sports and Stuff Show, on Twitter at SNS_show, and make sure you for sure follow that TikTok because it's booming at Sports and Stuff Show. Yes, that is what it is. All right, make sure you follow that on TikTok, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.